welcome back to my channel. My name is RJ and I mentioned in the last video, but I am a student at the Conservatoire here in Birmingham in the UK. This whole kind of video series is part of my major project at university where I could have done an album or I could have done whatever I wanted. And I decided I would like to do a little YouTube channel because what I'm trying to do is deliver you guys, those that are at the kind of intermediate level, beginner to intermediate level, a really solid series of videos where you can watch this and then improve immediately. That is my goal. I want you to be able to just get it and not have to go through the fluff and the faff of all the complicated stuff. And in this video, we're looking at the altered scale. I would like to make a promise to you now that the altered scale is easy. It is so easy. I remember when I first started learning jazz, the altered scale was something I was scared of because what I was told is it's the 7th mode of the melodic minor scale and it is 1, flat 9, sharp 9, 3, sharp 11, flat 6, flat 7. And I'm just thinking like, what? It doesn't make any sense. In C sharp 7, what the heck is the flat 9? What's the, like, I just wasn't thinking quick enough, okay? But the altered scale is so much easier than that when you actually figure out the way to just learn it at your stage, the stage I was at just a couple of years ago. And that is playing a minor scale a semitone above your chord. The altered scale will fit on any 5 chord perfectly. So on a major 2-5-1, let's say we're in just C major, D minor, G7, we can play the altered scale. And to do that on our G7 chord, what we need to do is just play G sharp melodic minor. Just one semitone above. Any 5 chord you're on, one semitone above, play the melodic minor scale. So let's say it's a minor 2-5 this time. In A minor, we've got B half diminished, E7 altered, okay, we just simply play F melodic minor. And I'm going to demonstrate that to you now. Our lesson objectives for this video, if you don't know what the altered scale is, then you're going to learn what the altered scale is. If you kind of know what it is, but you don't really understand how to play it or how to put it into your playing, then this is another lesson objective. By the end of this video, you're going to be playing the altered scale with much more confidence than you ever would have done before. And if you already know what the altered scale is, you're going to find a much easier system for actually understanding the altered scale. So those are our 3 kind of objectives for those of you who are interested in learning more about the altered scale. So for those of you who are still learning your melodic minor scales, it's probably the easiest minor scale. It is simply all the notes from the major scale, but the 3rd is flattened, which makes it minor. So D melodic minor, it's all the notes of D major, but the F sharp is an F. That makes it minor. And D melodic minor is the minor scale we would use for C sharp altered, right? C sharp altered to me before, because you're hearing the word C sharp, I would literally brick my pants and think, oh my gosh, I have no idea what I'm doing. But it's literally D minor. Like, it's such an easy scale, but it just sounds difficult and it feels difficult and it feels like we're not going to achieve what it is that we want to achieve. What I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to give you 5 really cool phrases and we're going to look at them in 2 contexts. We're going to look at them how we would have looked at it. For example, on G altered, it's 1, flat 9, sharp 9, 3, sharp 4, flat 6, blah, 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 blah. And then we're going to look at it in the new simplified way, which makes life much easier for all of us. I'm going to quickly play the altered scale for you, and I'm going to explain how it works and how we can really simplify this down into a super easy and understandable way. So stick with me and let's learn the altered scale. So what I'm going to do for you now is on a 2-5-1 in C major, I'm going to play altered over the G7. So for me, this is my E7 because this is a 2-5-1 in A major. For any B flat players on tenor or clarinet or trumpet, this is a 2-5-1 in D major. So your 5 is A7. So you're going to be playing B flat minor. I'm going to be playing F minor over my E chord. And any concert players on the G7, you're going to be playing G sharp. So we simply play the minor scale 1 semitone above. Let's do that now. So I'm going to play my 2 chord scale, my B minor, concert plays D minor, tenor plays E minor. Now I'm going to play my altered scale. One. Let's speed that up now. It already, to me, sounds kind of good. It feels like we're playing out the chord changes. We're not just playing. That has now become. It's become a new scale. It's become a new sound for our ears to learn. So why does this actually work? Let's have a little look at it, okay? The altered scale is the 7th mode of the melodic minor scale. And that is another thing that caught me out back in the day. I was going from my melodic minor scales and I was thinking, the 7th mode, so I need to go up 7, so it's blah, blah, blah. No. When you're on, there's the 7th mode. You're only a semitone below, aren't you? You're on the 7th mode. There's the melodic minor scale. There's the 7th mode. So F minor, 1 semitone down. There is our E altered scale. Maybe that sounds really stupid and like I'm explaining something you already know, in which case, perfect. But I know there will be people out there who didn't realise this, and I was absolutely one of them. What we're going to do now is we're just going to go through 5 really, really beautiful phrases. So here's the first phrase. Okay, wonderful. So the first phrase we're going to do, which for me is one of the easiest and most beautiful phrases in this list, is what we call the Cry Me a River phrase. And you will understand why in just a moment. This phrase is very common in jazz, and I think this is probably the first altered phrase I learned. There's a really good reason for it because it just sits so nicely. So what we're going to do is we're going to play the phrase, we're going to look at it in how we would have looked at it, and then we're going to look at it in the new way, the new light, and we're going to understand what makes this phrase so simple and so easy to understand. Here we go. Resolve. How confusing is that? Okay, here it is again. Sharp 9, flat 9, flat 6, 3, sharp 9, flat 9. That, for me, when I was at a kind of intermediate stage wanting to learn more about the altered scale, that was too confusing. Now let's look at it in a new way. Instead of imagining it on that altered scale, let's imagine it on the semitone above melodic minor scale, as we know the altered scale is. So for me, in the context of my F minor, this is now 9, 1, 5, 3, 2, 1. Whoa. For me, that feels way easier to understand. 9, 1, or 2, 1, 5, 3, 2, 1. 2, 1, 5, 3, 2, 1. Resolving. That feels much, much easier, okay? I'm going to transpose this into another key. I'm going to do this now in C sharp altered. I'm just going to think D minor. Okay, I know the 2 and the 1. 2, 1, 5. Well, that's an A. 3, 2, 1. How much easier is that? In C sharp altered there, that became much, much, much easier when I was just thinking of it as 9, 1, 5, 3, 2, 1. So does that make sense to you? Do you see what I'm doing there? Instead of thinking of it in the original altered context and thinking sharp 9, flat 6, 3, sharp 9, flat 9, I am now just moving it into the melodic minor scale, a semitone above, and suddenly it just becomes 2, 1, 5, 3, 2, 1. And this, for me, is where the altered scale unlocked itself, because I realized that instead of having to learn altered phrases, I already knew loads of minor phrases, and these minor phrases, when you put them onto that minor scale, they work perfectly. And that is where the altered scale for me unlocked itself. I didn't actually do much work because I already knew some minor phrases. So the next phrase is the easiest phrase, and it is the simplest altered phrase ever. And the reason for that is we are simply going to play the minor arpeggio, okay? So on G altered, remember, we just need to think G sharp minor. We're just going to play the 1, 3, and 5 of G sharp minor. 1, 3, 5, that is so easy to think about. And if we thought about this in the context of G altered, we would have to think flat 9, sharp, flat 9, 3, flat 6. Why make it that? Even for me right there, that was like annoyingly difficult. So let me show you that on a backing track now in concert C major. So for me again, this is going to be my A major, and I'm going to be playing this on E7 altered, and I'm going to be playing the 1, 3, 5, the arpeggio of F minor. So let me show that for you now. So using the concept of being able to access the altered sound by just playing an arpeggio, a semitone above our chord, we can use that kind of arpeggio sound in a cooler phrase. By just playing, great, that's really nice, but we kind of might as well just like make a new phrase using that kind of thing. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to play a 2-5-1, and you will hear what I do. And hopefully you'll be able to pick up on that and learn from it. So I'm going to play that for you right now. Great, so in that new phrase we got, just using our kind of previous arpeggio thing, we went do, 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 do. And what you'll notice is those notes there on our 5 chord, 6, 1, 7, 6, that isn't altered. That is just part of our normal 5 chord, the scale for concert players. That is E, G, F, E, which is part of our G7 scale. And then we access the altered by playing that minor arpeggio, a semitone above. How cool. And I added a little enclosure on one of those. It's really, really cool, isn't it? How we're just playing a new sound. We're playing altered, but without having to think of it in a sharp 5 or flat 6 or flat 3 or blah, blah, blah kind of way. Just an arpeggio. It's just a minor arpeggio. 1, 3, 5. Do 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 do. 5, 3, 1. Resolving. Doesn't that make our life so much easier? How about instead of do 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 5, 3, 1 done, we go do 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 5, 3, 2, 1 resolving, something like that. Let's do both of those phrases. That's cool. Let's add the enclosure. 2. Nice. Now let's do 3, 2, 1. So on that 3, 2, 1 phrase, we're just playing the semitone above on the minor scale, and we're going da 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 5, 3, 2, 1 da, da, da. Just how before we kind of went. We're now going. Really, really similar phrase, but we can do that, or we can do the arpeggio. Or so many different ways we can do it. But instead of thinking to ourselves, oh, sharp 9, flat 9, we're just thinking melodic minor scale, here's the arpeggio, here's the scale, blah, blah, blah. And that's how we're doing it. Great, so let's do the next phrase. The phrase before, of course, we just did an arpeggio. Why not do a phrase where we play the actual scale? So this phrase, I'm sure, has been played by many, many great players in the past, but when I was learning and when I was at your stage that you're at now, just a couple of years ago, I learned this phrase from Caleb Arredondo. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. He put up a video saying, like, my favourite altered phrase, and it was a very, very tasty phrase, and it is super, super simple. I'm going to play the phrase for you now, and while it may sound complex, in just 2 minutes from now, you're going to understand just how simple this kind of phrase is. So let's go ahead and do the next one. So here we go with Caleb Arredondo's phrase. Here it is again. One more time. Now that's a really cool phrase, right? In the context of altered, how we would have been thinking about it before, flat 6, flat 5, sharp 4, 3, sharp 9, flat 9, 1, flat 7, resolving. Or do we now just think of it as 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 7, 6, resolving. Oh my word, that is so much easier. Isn't that so much easier to understand? For me, this really changed my life. You know what I mean? I can't quite explain it, but this kind of thing really, really changed my life. Caleb's phrase is so great. He literally just goes down the minor scale. You could go down it and resolve after the 1. But he kind of goes down it a bit further and resolves it on the major third of the 1 chord. We're playing the altered scale, but we're playing it in an easier way to think. Melodic minor, a semitone above the chord. So that is now 3 phrases. We've got a really cool Cry Me a River phrase. We've got an arpeggio kind of phrase. We've got a scale kind of phrase. So now let's just actually go out and find a couple of really, really nice altered phrases and just learn them and learn how to play them. Awesome. So this phrase here, I found originally from, his name is Saxophone Steve on Instagram, I believe. He is a fantastic sax player, and this is him playing on Love for Sale with Lady Gaga, which is kind of mad to say. I mean, I would be gassed if I was playing for Lady Gaga. And on a tune like that, he busts out the nicest altered phrase. It is so, so nice. I'm going to play it for you now, but if you didn't quite understand the concept of this video before by playing the minor scale, a semitone above our root, this phrase really, I think, will just give it to you exactly how you need it, okay? So let's have a listen to the phrase. This is saxophone Steve, or Steve Quarticchia, I believe, Quartica.
Steve Quarticchia.
Here it is. Have a listen to it now, and I hope you enjoy. Let's hear that again. This is one of the phrases that properly got me playing the altered scale. I've moved it down one semitone because that gets it into the key that we've been doing this entire video, concert C major 251. So on the 2 chord, he does this. Enclosure around the 3rd, and then around the 1. That's it so far. And then on the concert G altered, which is G sharp minor, he goes 9 3 5 7 9. And then he resolves it. And that is pretty similar to the when we were going down on the Crimea River phrase. It's just more arpeggio stuff, but when you're hearing it in the context of altered, it sounds so good, right? And if we go ahead and think about it in altered, the way we used to think about it, this phrase is sharp 9, major 3rd, flat 6, 1, sharp 9. I think in that context, it's just simply too difficult. It's not that it's too difficult, it's unnecessarily difficult. It becomes so much easier. For our 5th thing that we're going to look at today, it's not actually a phrase, it is a concept. It is probably the most important thing in this whole video, actually. And it is that while we've been doing this on a major 251, 2 5 1, what if we then go 6 2 5 1 6 2 5 1 6? On that 6 chord, we can play that as altered and play the melodic minor scale a semitone above that. So in our C major, which we've been doing through this whole video, D minor, G7, C major, A altered, D, G, C, A, D, G, C. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play 2 5 1. I'm going to add in the 6 chord, which resolves back to 2 5 1 6 back to 2 in a loop, and I'm going to put our altered phrase on the 5 chord, and then I'm going to put it on the 6 chord, and then on the 5 chord, and on the 6 chord, and you'll see exactly how that works. So I'm going to do that for you right now. Here we go. I hope you enjoy the 5 and the 6. So I got a little bit carried away at times there, But you can see that I'm putting, for example, the Crimea River on the 6th chord and the 5 chord, and that's giving us the ability to just loop that as a 2-5-1-6 and playing altered on the 5 by playing a semitone above minor scale, and altered on the 6 by playing a semitone above minor scale. It works in exactly the same way. So if you get yourself a nice little altered phrase, I used to sit there for hours and just play turnarounds, 2-5-1-6, just play it, putting in these phrases, altered on the 6th chord, altered. And I was doing those phrases over and over and over again. And that is how I unlocked the altered scale in this method. If this is something you already knew, congratulations, you're certainly at a good stage, and I would not consider you an intermediate if you understood that. But if you came into this video and you didn't quite know what the altered scale was, I hope that lesson objective has been achieved. I hope you now understand where it comes from. It is mode 7 of the melodic minor scale. If you already knew the altered scale, but you didn't actually understand how to apply it because it was too kind of confusing for you, then I hope you've achieved that lesson objective. I hope you can now understand this is an easier way to understand the altered scale. And instead of all these complex flat 9s, sharp 11s, we can just think of it in the semitone above. We can think of it in the minor scale, and everything becomes easier. And if you were in the 3rd group, the people who could play the altered scale and you still understood the altered scale, I hope this has still been a simpler way for you to understand it. And I hope all your lesson objectives have been achieved. I would love, again, same as last video, I would love if you could drop a comment down below, because again, I have literally no idea what I'm doing. So that would be wonderful. But other than that, I hope you enjoy, and I hope this helped you. Drop a comment, let me know what you thought, and if this did help you, that is a wonderful achievement for me, even if I can just help one person understand this a little bit better. Thank you very, very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and goodbye.